Hello everybody, I'm Shylor back again, and tonight in this video we're going to be learning a new tool that I like to use, and it will come in handy in the next few videos of the HTML course. And the tool is called Lorem Ipsum. Lorem Ipsum is a kind of a weird language that is used. It's not a programming language or anything like that. It's been used for centuries to help organize how a book is laid out. And so what it is it's pretty much, I believe it's Latin based, and what it does is it just generates random text for you. And where is this useful? Well, let's say that you're working on a project for a friend or a client or something like that, and you need some text, and so you call them up and they sit there and say, yeah, I'll get you some text in a week. Well, you're working on their design right now and you don't really have a lot of time to wait on text, so what you need is you need some just random text. Now, of course, you could just sit there and start typing up, I like cats, cats are awesome, whatever. I just got a kitten, so that's why. But you could say a whole bunch of junk and put it into a paragraph, and that would work. However, some people have already built some tools for you, and like I said, it's been around for a long time, and it's called Lorem Ipsum. And I'm going to go ahead and show you a few websites that you can use to generate it, and this is what I do. So whenever I need a paragraph or something, I can just throw one of these together. So this is one of the websites. It's called Lipsum Pro, or Lipsum.pro. And as you can see, as I hover over this, it's giving me a counter. If I go over all these, it gives me a counter. So let's say that you're working on something and you need something that's 8 characters. Maybe for some random reason. You click on this, it will generate 8 characters for you. You can come down here and say 20 characters, and okay, that glitched. I don't know what happened there. But let's say you're doing a tweet, right? A tweet is, I can't even remember what a tweet is. It's 100 and something, 140. So we can come down here, we can say 140 characters, and click, and it will generate pretty much a tweet. Now, I know you're probably trying to read this, wondering what the heck it says. Honestly, that's not the point. It's literally just text you can use, and it looks... The reason it's so nice to use is because it looks like a standard sentence. Every once in a while you'll see words in it and stuff like that. They don't mean anything. But it is just random text. So you could use this like if you're building, say, a little box that holds tweets on your website. You could just generate like 20 of these that have random text that's 140 characters long or 80 characters long or whatever. Put them in there so it actually looks like tweets. It's really handy to use. Now, if you're generating a paragraph, you can come down here and you can say, I just want one paragraph. It'll generate you a nice little paragraph. If you want, say you're doing a page with a lot of text on it, you could say 12 paragraphs, and right here is 12 paragraphs, and you can just copy to clipboard and start using them on your site. However, another awesome one that I really like is called HTML Ipsum, or Ipsum. And this one's pretty cool because it actually helps put the tags on it. So if you look at this long paragraph, it already has the starting P tag here for paragraph, and at the bottom it has the closing one, and you can see here's a medium paragraph, here's one sentence. Here's some tags that we haven't messed with if you want to look those up yourself. Honestly, I don't really use definition list at all. Here's an unordered list you can use. Here's longer items. So there's all different types of things. Here's a form. So we haven't covered forms yet. We'll look at those more when we get into PHP. But here's a form if you just want to put like a contact us form on there. If I had everything loaded up, I'd throw that on there. Well, let's go ahead and do it. We'll just take a little bit of time. Load it up. And I'm going to actually, let's see. I'm trying to think what I want to do here. So we will go to ShyNinja, and we'll just put it underneath here. So if you're paying attention to HTML course, you'll see that this was after lesson 3. And we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. And I'm not going to space it out or anything. I'm just going to leave it as default. And we'll refresh, and you can see now you have this little form in here, and you can put text in here and all that kind of stuff. And if you really want to, and we haven't covered forms in the area that you're at, you can definitely look through the code and just see if you can understand what it's trying to do. Good, helpful way to learn. If you want to put an empty table on your on your site. We learned about tables in lesson 2. There's an empty table right there you can mess with. Kitchen sink is literally just a whole bunch of different tags. It's literally the kitchen sink of tags. So you got an H1, you got a paragraph tag in there, you got an H2, you got an ordered list with list items, a block quote. We didn't cover block quote. There's a paragraph inside of that. H3, UL. There's a pre-tag with a code tag, which will allow you to actually paste like HTML code. That's actually CSS code in there. So, you can mess around with this. You can use it. For instance, on the ShyU page right now, we have this paragraph, and I wrote this out, and I was like just trying to think of words to put in it. Well, if I were to go here, copy in medium paragraph, and then just replace this, well, now all of a sudden you have a fancy paragraph that you can use, and I don't have to worry about it. And then when you show this to a client or something like that, they might start reading the text and be like, what language is that? And you can just simply explain that it's placeholder text until you get the text from them. So you can actually build a template, show them the template and everything like that, and say, like, once you get the text to me, I'll replace this with the text that you send me. That way you can keep moving forward and you're not waiting on them to send you text, or you're not having to randomly think of text. So this is Lorem Ipsum, and you'll see this in different places, and as you use this, you'll start seeing this in all sorts of places. You'll see it as jokes and everything like that. So it's definitely very handy to have and to use. In the next course for web tools, we will be looking at placeholder images, so that way you can kind of do something like this, but with images, so that way you don't have to hunt down images in all different sizes for your website. That way you can kind of put some placeholder images in there and move ahead, and not have to worry about that with your clients also. If you like these videos, be sure to check out the channel, subscribe, and also if you need help with any of this or have questions, you can check out discord.ShyUniversity.com, and that will send you to our Discord server, and you can talk with us, you can ask questions, whatever you want. Thanks.